Okay guys, here we are. We are recording my 15-minute intro video that I was telling you about Hacknet, and I'll try and take you through the first 15 minutes. The game basically starts and you're presented with this screen, and it's like a pretend PC, as I've mentioned on the show. If you want to hear me talk about it, last week's episode 338 of Cranky Gamers UK on CrankyGamersUK.net, and I'm going to take you through, as I said, the first tutorial and walkthrough of this fantastic game that I found just before Christmas. And it just was. It cost £4. It was a little one that was mentioned on Giant Bombcast for their Game of the Year. I'd never heard of it. I jumped on board. And when you see it running, and a few things I'll have to say about it, you'll actually see me. It's just back to old school when I used to want to be on a PC when I was a younger lad, and it's all this hacking scene and it's all pretend stuff. But it just feels great because there is a lot of intellectual working out, as you'll see. So let's crack on. You can use mouse. It's mouse and keyboard, which I will show you. Pick a username of any kind, CGUK, Tarzol pick, and we will click enter. Pick a password, and it is just like I say, anything you want really. It's your game, and I'm hoping going to show you and get you into this. I'll tell you what, type the password correctly and we might get back in, and that's it. It will be when I type it again, he says. Let's try and do it right instead of talking. So here we are. It says press enter to confirm, so we're enter. The game starts. And it basically looks like it's hacking into an old PC. It's mostly text, like I said. It's just really clever and enjoyable. And this is the screen that you will see. It is the game screen, like I say. It's pretty cool, and I'll take you through the intro. So it starts off like this. Now, as I say, there's a lot of self-thinking in this, and that's the kind of fun in it. You should find that you get stuck immensely, but I'll explain something later that you will see that the backbone of the game actually will show you what's happening, and you should pick it up, and it just is a great feeling of a game when you do actually crack it. So this is the game screen that you're presented with, and it starts off. This screen here, the terminal, is basically like your node, your terminal, where you will type all your instructions in here. You will use the mouse a bit as well, but you will type. This screen up here at the minute is the tutorial. I'll read through it and show you through it, and you'll see as we progress how it does. So I'll go straight off. As of right now, you are at risk. Learn as quickly as possible. Begin the tutorial sequence by pressing the button below, so we'll crack on. And away we go. Now, the basic things first. This screen down here is called the net map, and putting my mouse over it, it's my PC, or pretend it's my PC. So it's telling me now, connect to a computer by typing either connect the IP address, which will become explanatory in a little while, or in the terminal, or by clicking on the actual node. So it's telling you to connect to your own computer, and by that you do that. Now, this is the main game screen. This is your work screen. And it says first thing to do on any system is scan to see if there are any other adjacent nodes, and by that it means any adjacent computers connected. So we click scan, and it indeed has found another one. It says that should be all you'll need from your own server for now. So it now says disconnect from your server. So we click disconnect and we're out. So it says it's time for you to connect to an outside computer. Be aware that attempting to compromise security of another is illegal under the Act. Obviously, it's part of the game. Proceed at your own risk. So connect to the other machine by clicking on the blue node. So we're now trying to click to this machine. And we are indeed in their machine. Now, it's not letting me use it at the minute because it's taken us through a tutorial. But down here is my terminal. You will now see that I can type in here, which it's going to tell me to do so in a minute. So this VM's terminal module has been activated. It will be your primary interface for navigating. A command can be run by typing in and out of on pressing enter, and a computer security system and open ports can be analysed by using the word probe. So we can either click probe if it let us, but it won't. It wants us to type it. So you've got both choices when you actually play the game. So we will type probe, and this is what happens. It probes the network and shows you their ports. Now, this is the backbone of this game. Every kind of network, and you will unlock, loads of them will appear in here by what we call jobs that will come in email, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But at the minute, it's telling us it's scanned the system and it's showing us the ports. And just from my information that I know about the game, it's telling us at the minute there is no ports to crack at the minute, so it's pretty easy to do. And by this, it's telling us Here you can see the active ports, the security and the number of open ports. It is required to successfully crack this machine using the program Port Hack. Now it says this machine has no security issues and requires no open ports to crack. If you are prepared and it's possible, run the program Port Hack. Now if you really get stuck and don't get it, which you shouldn't do because I'm going to now show you. Big tip I'm going to show you in here. When I start typing the word Port Hack, just type the first 3 letters and press Tab on your keyboard and it puts the word in that's going to help you. So we'll now press enter, and what's going to happen is it's hacking down here in the left hand corner and it's trying to find the password. So that's how you crack into a system, and it says password found. So it's now saying congratulations, you have taken control of this system and you are now the administrator and you can do whatever you like. So it's telling us to scan for local nodes again. Now I've picked up on this on the tutorial since trying to do it for you guys. Now I must admit, playing the game myself, I didn't scan any networks. It was something I did very rarely, but it's not letting me do it here, but we will. We can type scan down here and see what it does. And it says here there's no results, so it's not found any external computers connect to this one. Sometimes late in the game you do find them and it's got secret programs or it's got hidden things. You'll find that out yourself. But what it says, there's no results. Next you should investigate the file system. So we find the file system. Because we've cracked it with Port Hack, we are now in. And we are actually in the system, and this is again part of the main game. It says navigate to the bin folder. Now we can either just click bin or we could type cd space bin, and it should show down here that we're now in the bin file and it's opened it. To view the contents of your current folder that you are in, type the ls command. Now you are going to have to type this because we want to look at this. I could actually just click that, or I could type ls, but I'm going to get you used to typing because this is the main part of the game. You will do a lot more of this than clicking. So press ls and it shows in the folder down here config text. So it says to view the contents of the folder, use ls, and we can actually look at it by clicking it now. And it says there's the contents of the file, pretty useless, and it is actually telling us that. Totally useless. Now before you do finished on this machine, you have to clear your tracks. Now this is the main part of the game, and I want to tell you that make sure this is like the last thing you do on every system that you hack. And by that I mean it's telling us to type cd. What cd does is takes us up a folder. So we type that and we're back to the main system. It's now telling us we need to go to the log file, I think, or is it what it's telling us now? So we need to use cd again, I think. No, we're already there. So it says now to clear your tracks, move up a folder to the directory tree using cd. Note the wildcard back is up. So it should have done that now. But anyway, I've moved on. It's told us to log into the log file. Delete all files in that directory. Now what this is basically a log of what I've done. Look, it's told me I connected from my computer. I then became the admin by hacking in, and I'm then onto their system. So what I've got to do is remove my trace, and this is the kind of thing that I want you to get into every time you finish on a computer. So when you think you've done, go into the log file, type rm space and star, which is just the default for everything. So there's the star. Once you do that, watch what happens to these log files. They now start deleting. So it's now deleted all trace of me being on this computer. So it's now telling me to disconnect. And by disconnect, it simply is DC for disconnect. And I'm now off it. And it now says, congratulations, you have completed the guided section of this tutorial. To finish this section, you now must locate the process ID of this tutorial and kill it. Now the help command it's telling you to do is important. So type help in the bottom, and indeed it shows you all the words you can use in your place here to do things, and all these will become explanatory later in the game because you use them all. But right now we're looking for kill, and it's looking for a PID number. So we now need to find the process, and I'm trying to think this was, I'm going to press hint because it'll show us, give us an idea, and it will. The command PS will list every running program. So now if we press PS as it's told us, it shows us that the PID number of the word tutorial, which these guys want us to get rid of, is 227. So we now know, working out, that kill, we want to kill the PID number of this program, because that's the name of the program we're looking for. And what I want to say is, the game will become difficult and you'll be struggling what to do, but everything is there. Just read and read again, especially the emails, and I'm going to do the first one for you after this tutorial. But we're going to kill 227, and indeed it should kill the tutorial. Now what's happened, we have now finished this entire section. Once you have finished the section, you'll know it because the little email has showed up. So by double clicking email, we are now into my email server and our first email has arrived. Now what I am going to say, the basic part of the game is all to do with these emails. The emails are the jobs that you are going to get and complete, and that's the game. Now I will take you through this one because this might give you a little bit more help on how hacking does work. And it says, I don't know you and I'm sad to say I never will, but if you're reading this it means you might be the only person that can make things right. Right now I'm trapped, there's no way out and I haven't enough time and I need your help. But there's something you need to take care of first. The faster the better. Hacknet OS wasn't meant to be released as it is now, and after a while an automated tracker will be activated itself, and we can't let that happen. So basically now this email is going to give us a job, and that's the quest that we're on. And as I said, you read these emails because that is what you've got to do. And it says, connect to your own node, so you'll know what to do. You connect to your own PC. It should be green on your map, then find and delete security tracer exe. And when you're done, reply to this email. Now the way you finish the quest is obviously do the job it wants and then just click reply, but I'll show you that in a second. So we now go into my system, and I'm now going to look into the file system and I'm going to look into the bin files because there indeed is security tracer. Now just to be clear, if you were struggling and not wanting to know what to do and you're thinking what the hell have I got to do, and this is what I do a lot, you just go back to the email and double check what job it wants you to do, and it's basically telling us to remove that. So we'll then go back, find it again, and we want to remove it. Now you should remember from the before that to remove a file is RM for remove, space and the name of the file, and also remember first three letters, tab, finds the one you want, press enter. It's now deleted it. Now don't forget the log files. Now even though I'm on my computer, shouldn't be a problem, I still want to remove this log file. And I do so just to, as I said earlier, to get into the regime of remembering to do it every time I'm on a computer. We're there, we disconnect, we come out of it. Now obviously we go back into the job, double click and it said remove that, which we have. Now when you click reply, if you've done something wrong or you've not completed the task, it will fail when you send this. You will know you've completed the task when this happens. Indeed it's gone and the next one has come in, and now the game actually starts. Now I'm not going to do this one because this, I might show you a bit of it and I'll tell you a reason why. Great, that should keep you safe for now, and at least from your own computer. Before we start, you're going to need a few things other than port hack that you now use, and I will do this because this will give you a clue of what things you do in the game. It just isn't going to cut it on most modern computers, and you'll find no, not ones with anything worth a look anyway. You should start by checking up on a friend of mine, and he goes by the way named Viper. I know it's honestly not the brightest crown in the box, but he always seems to get hold of useful code. You should have no trouble getting into his files, finding something useful that might be a bit more of a challenge. You can for the most part ignore the general file stuff and anything that gets logged or saved by the program logs, and the custom name for things like exe are what you need to look out for. So it's telling us to download any files using the command scp, I'll show you that in a second, and it's telling us that the job it's giving us, as I say everything's explained here, we need to find the files that we think might be useful for future hacking. So we can directly click this and it will open the node that we need, and there it is, Viper's computer. So we now start the job in hand. Now of course I don't think it's going to let us in, because don't forget, look, we need a password. So what we need to do is we need to probe the system, and this is the kind of thing that we do. So it's telling us that indeed we haven't got any cracks to get round. That's later. We're actually, to let you into a little secret, we're going to get the software that does get round the cracks, but I'm going to show you. So try and remember what you've got to do, and it is of course port hack is the first thing that we need. Now we're going to try and port hack number 22. press enter and it should find us the password. So the software we can run is Port Hack. It's the only thing we've got, and I'm running it to get in, and it's found it. So we now log in. To save time, guys, you don't have to type it. You can literally just click it here. And indeed, we are now in this computer. So we now go to the files and we try and find any files that are going to be good to us. Now these are anything, you can read these if you want. It's just having a sneak peek. The log file will come to at the end. In the bin file though, there is a program called SSH Crack. Now just to get you used to going back to the emails, to make sure you're doing the right job, we'll open it up, and of course it said that we need to download any files that we think's useful by using the command scp. So indeed we will go back into the S there, and we want this cracking software by typing scp space, and the program is called SS Hack, but I can use the tab, and once I click it, watch what happens. It says here, look, I'm copying it, the file, to the local bin, and just to prove it, we go back into our own computer, and of course the new piece of software we've just took is now here. So now we've finished the job I'm being asked to do, but let's not forget log. We now need to get rid of all this by typing rm star, and we click go, and indeed it's removing all the log files. So basically I've took you through the first actual game tutorial. We disconnect, obviously, come off the network. We then go into the email that we required, and we have indeed found the file it wanted us to find, and we now own that file. Now to let you into a little secret, that hacking program is then used to hack servers, because from now on the jobs that you're going to get, it's going to say cracks needed more than one, and the way you do it is by using the SSH Crack program, and I'm not going to show you anymore because that's the fun of learning. You may want to give that a little click, Hacknet quick reference sheet, and if you click that it gives you some more help commands, and it's self-explanatory. But of course we've finished this job, and we will click reply, and we will know instantly if we've done it correctly, and indeed we have. And this is it. It's now giving you the very first proper job for your hacking system, and that's basically it, guys. I'm hoping I've shown you enough that gets you interested. It may look a little boring, but I assure you, trying to hack into systems later on and using this part here to use your brains and your skill, and there's also some twists and turns that are really good, really weird, and I can't recommend it enough. I'm going to save the game. I'm now going to get out of it, and I just want to say thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. It is really cheap on Steam. Go and get it, and it's just a fun game. It's running on MacBook, it's running on PC, and you don't need a big machine. But I'm just saying that Hacknet, an absolute gem of a game. So really, I hope you enjoy it, guys. I have, and I'm halfway through playing it and loving every minute of it. If you want to get back to us, crankytoys@gmail.com. Click the like button, click subscribe. I have all reviews, tech reviews, gadget reviews. Our weekly gaming podcast is at crankygamersuk.net. If you want to support us and keep us going, it's at patreon.com/CGUK. Would appreciate it. You don't have to. Hope you've enjoyed this little video that I've done and got out there, and just found a little gem of a game called Hacknet. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you very much. Bye for now.